Welcome to the 36th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to the returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you're here. But before we begin, Colleen will talk about our special episode.
Perfect. So this episode is kind of an end of summer episode. So we've had a few little trips here and there over the summer, and we've had a few little drop-ins in some yarn stores or some pop-up shops. So we just wanted to tidy up before school gets back.
So it's different format than what we normally do.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right, sounds good. So we had gone to the Thousand Islands, and on our way back, we dropped into the Woollen Silk Company, and that is in Shelburne, Ontario.
So it wasn't really our adventure. It was more of a drop-in
Right.
on the way home. We kind of did a little bit of a
Mostly
detour.
I said to May, I love that store. We need
We
to
need to
go. So
True story.
even though I'd been in 4 or 5 yarn stores until then, I thought, oh, I just love that shop so much. So we
stopped on the way home.
Yep, we decided that we'd stop in on the way home. We had a wee visit, and we had a picnic in a park, which was
That's
nice.
right, it was lovely. Yeah, little Shelburne is it's not a very busy community. There's only like 8,000 population, so it's quite isolated out there. It feels like it's out there just compared to what we're used
Exactly.
to. It probably really isn't from them, but 8,000 population is not too much. And they're known for that Canadian fiddlers competition they have there every year. So
Very good.
But other than that, I think it's just a small, tiny community. Lovely park we went to. We had lunch. We had bought. We had a cooler, and we had filled up the cooler, so we had a great lunch at the park. The weather was absolutely
It was
amazing.
beautiful. Absolutely.
And I recommend that. I recommend going out for lunch and packing up a picnic and when the weather's so nice, because we're stuck in all winter here. It feels like that.
That's
so.
right.
But yeah, it was great. It was a nice little. I'm glad you said to go there, and yeah.
And so the nice thing about it is the other thing that's with the Woollen Silk Company, they have a place where you can go having a knitting retreat. And the Codependent Knitters and the Fibre Friends got together. I know they did that earlier this year. So that kind of was in my head when I was thinking about going to the Woollen Silk Companies.
Okay, good.
So I'm just going to talk about souvenirs because amazingly enough, I found a lot. And I think it has to do with the fact that the people that are there are so knowledgeable and they have so many nice samples. Now the owner is Diane Griffith. So she's the owner. She wasn't there when we were there. We were talking to Leanne and Janet is a friend of mine right away because she loves purple and she loves a little sparkle. So it was nice to chat with them. We found out that the store used to be a bakery, which is kind of cool, but there's so many samples, and that gives me always ideas. And then of course I go with my color theme.
It's a nice feeling when you walk in that store. A lot of
Exactly.
the stores you go in, you can get a feeling right away.
Exactly. And they were lovely and gave us all kinds of good information. So I'm just going to list some of the yarns that they have. So they have Sadness Garden, Cascade, Drops, Juniper Moon Farms, Louisa Harding, Barocco, Universal Yarns, Diamond Yarns, Sirdar, Hedgehog Fibers, Sweet Georgia, KFI, not KFC, KFI Luxury Collection. And they're the only store in Ontario that has Midknit Cravings, and that comes from dyers that are in Saskatoon, and they're the only ones in Ontario that carry it.
Wow.
So
I know you know a lot about the yarns and
Yes.
the yarn stores way more than I do. But I'm hearing some of the familiar names. But it sounds like they have a big variety at the store.
they really do.
Compared to
They
Susan.
really, really do. And I love that they have such good ideas. So I decided if that was the only store in Ontario that had Midknit Cravings that I needed to get some. And I bought 2 skeins.
I can hold those up for you.
Thank you. So it's Sweet Sock. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. These are 115 gram skeins. They're 388 meters. So this is Amethyst Brooch, and this one is called Tapenade.
It's a little bit lighter than purple, but it does have the
Exactly.
purple shade into it, of course.
Exactly. And I love the contrast in there.
Yeah,
and I
very nice.
tend to be a 2-color shawl person. So there's the Overlander shawl that I think would work with this. And there's a few other ones. I love just working with the 2 skeins. It works really well. So
Nice.
had to pick that up. Only store in Ontario. That was my excuse. So it was good.
Very nice colors.
All right, so that was the first thing. Then the second thing I saw was this shawl, and I'll let you hold that up, which is called Minuet, and it is by Helen Autumn, and it's adapted from debut by Katiuscia Bayslak. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and I apologize for that. So they had this shawl there, and it was made of cotton. So the yarn that I chose is Sandest Garden, let me say it properly, and it's called Mandarin Petit. It's 100% cotton. So navy and purple.
That's going to look great.
And white. So I think it's going to be really, really nice.
Which part are you going to do the larger piece, do you know? Yeah, or
Probably, I think where there's this blue, I think I'll put the navy. Where this kind of coral color, I think I'll put the purple, and then where it's light there, I'll put the white, and I think that'll work really nicely.
Now this is a paid-for pattern, or
It is a paid-for pattern, so
right.
I just have to.
Nice.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
That'll be great.
And we were just about out of the store. Just about out of the store. And then I saw this pattern. The pattern is the Anker's Summer Shirt. And it's got a pattern around the yoke. Now, this designer has Anker's cardigans and Anker's long sleeve shirts and Anker's hats, and it's a whole kind of collection of things with this detail, and I really, really liked it. I'd seen it before, so when I saw what they used to make it, I thought, oh, this is lovely. So this is Ella Rae Denim DK, and it's exactly that. So there's a lighter color. There's about 3 or 4 different colors that this comes in. And I wanted the navy one because I think I want to do that.
Good. That's nice feel for that.
Right. So it's not too heavy, and I think it's going to do a really good job. So I had a great time. I really enjoyed the Woollen Silk Company. I also enjoyed our picnic. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice way kind of to get ourselves on our way home.
And the one thing about the picnic, it's always nice when there's washrooms right at our vintage. You need
Yes.
to know where the washrooms are.
Absolutely.
There's washrooms right in the park.
Right, so it was great. It was a lovely big park, so I really, really liked
Yeah.
that. We could always go again, and then we could go to the park.
For sure.
Have a picnic.
Sounds good.
So I really enjoyed that. So that was one of our summer little trips that we took, kind of on the way home. And then the second one came because I saw on the Codependent Knitters Instagram, so that's Dawn and Lisa, I saw this thing, oh my goodness, Gingersnapthat coming pop-up show. And I went, I thought, pop-up shop? I can go to a pop-up shop. We could go to Sarnia, May. Let's go to Sarnia. It would be great. Because I hear about
I just have to say,
Gingersnapthat.
what you do before that is you usually say, how would you like to go to Sarnia for lunch and sit by the bay and sit by the water? Like you have usually an introduction.
Yes, I do.
And then I was like, oh, that's so nice. And then you go, but there's a pop-up shop too.
Well, we did enjoy
it was
Sarnia.
good.
It was good. So I really, really thought I want to go because I often hear the Cozy Up Knits, the sisters from Grand Prairie, Alberta, on their podcast, which I love, by the way. I hear about them and I think, oh, but I'd have to pay for shipping and it would just be all this. And I think, but then when Dawn was on Instagram saying there's a pop-up shop, I thought, it's an hour away.
And it's in
we could have a day. Yes. So what Dawn did is she opened up her home, which was lovely, and she had some munchies and some goodies. And Kim and Colin, so Gingersnapthat and Mr. Snapthat, they had been doing a cross-country tour. And so they had a trailer behind their truck, and they had just gone from store to store to store to store. They'd been to Barrie the day before the pop-up shop at Dawn's house, and so there they were. And I thought, this is a good day when we can go do that.
Yeah.
So when we arrived, we were maybe 10 minutes after it opened, and we had to park a ways, which was good because it meant that it was busy. Right. And so in we walked, and we had a nice visit with people. We got to see Dawn and Lisa. I got to see Louise from the Fibre Friends podcast and Adrian from the Fibre Friends podcast. And just as we were leaving, the people that do Leo and Roxy, that are the Little Red Mitten owners, they were there too. Right. So it was a number of people. And it's so funny because you see these people and it's like they're your friends because you've seen them. Right. You've seen them, you've watched them on your
podcast.
computer and podcast, and so it's really kind of neat.
And
to
there was a
see.
lady there, her name was Trish or Trisha, I can't remember, sorry
Yeah.
for that, it was either Trish or Trisha, and she watches our podcast, so it was kind of nice to meet with her too, so it was really cool. So we're going to put a video in there, and there'll be some things on there that Colleen has talked about that you'll be able to see, like the truck and us entering in their house, and the goodies that they put out, and
Right.
the kind of products that they had there, like these products they had. So in that video you'll see that, so I'll put that up now and then we can talk about that. I hope you enjoyed that little video put together. It gives you a better idea of what our day was like in Sarnia, and what the pop-up shop really looked like, and what a pop-up shop looks like. I had no idea.
Right. So they had project bags. They had all different weights of yarn. They had a little bit of mohair left. They had some t-shirts that they'd made. There was a number of things there. So it was lovely. And they did have some, so they'd spread out the different colorways, and then if you needed something more, they oftentimes they
Right.
would have had that. And so I got to shop a
Yeah,
little
it
bit.
was a fun day. The weather was great. As you can see by
Exactly.
the video, the weather was fabulous.
Yeah.
Good lunch again.
Exactly.
And we should have actually, when we did go to the casino. I forgot about that piece of it.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about that. It wasn't a winning day, so we won't talk about that. But the waterfront down there is right by the casino, and we should have, in hindsight, gone to the chip. Everybody goes under that bridge to get their
I
their
wanted
chips.
those French fries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
So,
time. Next time is French fries.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk about my souvenirs. So I purchased 2 skeins of yarn. This is in their Zest fingering. So this is Rappin' Midnight
Purple.
Purple. And this is Passion Sugar, I think.
Nice.
And as I mentioned, the Cozy Up Knits have designed this shawl with micro stripes, and you need big contrast, and I think this is going to be really, really nice.
Nice.
So it was very interesting because I always need May to help me with colors, and I was trying, and I had a different purple in my hand, and then I went up to the light from the natural light from a window, and I went, this is the right one. And then Kim of Gingersnapthat, she came and said, actually, that's the purple that's dyed into there.
Yeah.
So it made sense that it would all go together.
It's
So
like,
I'm
it looks
really looking
nice,
forward to
yeah.
that. So that was that.
Very nice.
And that was what my souvenir was. But then Kim had been asking Dawn, who are the podcasters? And then all of a sudden, there comes Kim with this bag of goodies. And so what
Right.
she's done is given us some things to have as prizes. And so
We want to share it with you.
we do.
Yeah.
And the neat thing is that we just surpassed 500 subscribers. And we keep looking at each other going, how did this happen? Because we thought maybe 10 people would watch
Right.
us. So it's neat to have more than 500 people subscribe. So
we want to celebrate with you and
Yes,
give
we
away
do.
a couple of prizes.
Exactly. So
Thank you to
Gingersnapthat. So they have provided these prizes. So the first prize is going to be, this is a 50-gram skein. It's called Sugar Bite-Sized Snaps. It's 50 grams. That has stellina in it, so it's sparkle.
It does. I was going to say it has a little sparkle, and you call that a what?
It says Sugar Bite-Sized Snaps.
Oh, there you go.
Exactly, and we're going to pair with that
this
nice project bag. So it's drawstring, it's beautiful.
Wow, it's lined on the inside.
Yep, she does a great job on her project bags.
Wow, nice.
Exactly, and there's little instructions inside of how to take care of it, colors and all that kind of thing.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So that's the first prize. Mm-hmm. And then the second prize is going to be this, and I apologize for the...
you win.
I'm going to apologize for the crinkle. So these are called mini snaps, and there are 3 25-gram skeins. There's 3 different purples. I don't know how she knew purple was what I loved. So anyway, so I'm giving this away. I just want you to know this is the second in the prize, and so that could be part of a just that added extra in a shawl that you do, shawl design, whatever you're going to do. So that's going to be the second prize.
All right.
Now, how do you enter into the prize?
She also, I have to say, she also gave us mugs.
Yes.
But these are not going to be prizes because it'd be hard to ship. And
she said these were for us to keep. So thank you very
Cheers.
much. Cheers for sure. It says Team Snap That on the back. So that was really nice of her to do that. So how are you going to get entered in this draw? What you're going to do is comment down below. And what we'd like to know is what your favorite moment or favorite pattern from our podcast has been. So just comment down below and do that. And then what we're going to do is take everybody's names, we're going to put it in a bucket, and then we're going to pick up one for the first prize and the second one for the second prize.
So let me understand this because I don't really know how this works. So whoever comments gets their name put into a draw.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the idea here is to comment and you can win one of these prizes.
Right.
So perfect.
Exactly.
I like that.
So one comment per person. Just comment down below, and what you're going to answer is, what was your favorite moment or favorite pattern that has happened on our podcast? And because we just want to celebrate our over 500 subscribers, and that's part of the reason for doing this episode as a special episode, because we wanted to do it as soon as we made that mark.
Right.
So we're really happy that we get to do this for you. I say that all the time, but we really are. Please comment below so you can be entered in that prize. This will be up probably for another week before we film our next podcast. Sure. So enter in as quickly as you can. Like us if you do. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and then enter down below. And then that's going to allow you to draw your name and win a prize.
Yeah. All right.
So until next time.
You take care.